I'm finna give y'all my top 10 signs that the person that you talking to, like, or in a relationship with is still not over their ex. And without further ado, we finna get straight into it. Number one, they bring up their ex a lot, whether it's good, whether it's bad, any type of conversation, any type of story, they always bringing them up, even when it's not relevant. Now, I hate to be the person that is constantly using her past experience in her videos, but I just gotta be real. I talked to somebody for 2 years straight who was not over their ex. He would bring her up so fucking much, y'all. Like, it was so often and so annoying. Like, it was genuinely the biggest red flag. He would bring her up out of thin air. I could be talking about a hairstyle I used to have. She apparently had the same hairstyle. I could be talking about, I could just be listening to him vent. And all of a sudden, she never listened. And she's so prideful. I could be talking about going bowling. She always bowling. I could be talking about going to the club. Now, this weekend, he saw her at the club with a new boyfriend. I'm like, God damn. Every fucking opportunity he got, he talks about her unprovokingly, and it was so annoying, and it was like such a fucking ick. But it let me know that he was not over her, regardless of like what he would say, which would be like, me and my ex were together for 3 years, so it's like I'm not trying to keep bringing her up, but she played a big role in my life, and all my old memories, all the old like stories that I have, she was there. So it's like, I'm not bringing her up just to bring her up. Is that she was there, she was a part of it, da da da. We all got experiences with people before the person we with now, or talking to her like. That don't mean that part got to be added in the story, and that don't mean it got to constantly be brought up. You know, he would just make a lot of excuses to hide the fact that he was not over her. But a lot of people genuinely be in denial, and I think he was one of them. Like, for real. Number two, they still follow each other on everything. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is a yellow flag, and I wouldn't call it a red, because I follow like 2 of my exes on social media, and 2 of the same 2 both follow me. And at one point it was probably like 4 of them, I'm not gonna lie. But I say it's a yellow flag because it could be a situation to where, like, y'all had whatever y'all had, it's over, y'all no longer talk, y'all no longer communicate, not even a DM, not a slide up, no nothing, but y'all just never unfollowed each other. And I honestly have to admit, like, shit like that happens. You know, I can't just say that that's all the way a red flag, though I did write it down. I don't think that's a complete red flag, but if you mention it to them about how uncomfortable you are, and they still don't give a fuck, and they still choose to follow them and keep them as a follower, that is a red flag, and that is something that should not be swept under the rug, or like looked over, you know? Like, that's weird, right? Next, they compare you to their ex. My ex used to do this, my ex used to do that. You're not here to audition against someone else you should be with. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, why are we making this a competition? Like I said on the first one, the person that I talked to, he would do that. Like, if he would vent, right? And he would be like, see, I'm glad you listen. I'm glad you actually take time. You don't have all this pride, because my ex, like, she gonna die on that hill of pride. She gonna die, you know, standing on what the fuck she said, even though she could be completely wrong. Like, I'll never get back with her. Like, it's just, we'll never work out. It's just certain things about her that da 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 da. Like, you're not like that. You get me? He would say shit like that. Red flag. Like, why are we comparing? Why is she still on your mind this bad, to a point where you have to openly, you know, inform me that we're not alike? We shouldn't be alike. Like, I'm not her and she's not me. It's nothing about us that, you know, we should be alike. Of course, like, certain factors as a woman we can relate to, but like, we're not the same person, so Stop comparing us, period. You know, and it's so annoying, but if they do that, that's a huge red flag. Number 4, they still have photos or gift from them, and they're not just tucked away. They display like a memory shrine or in their favorite folder. I definitely think that's sus. Do not have any photos of nobody that you used to fuck with, especially if you fuck with me. I don't give a fuck if y'all was together for a lifetime. Don't play that shit with me and think we gonna be cool. When I first got, not even when I first got with him, before we actually got together and we were still talking, I said, I'm gonna let you know now, you got 24 hours to delete any incriminating pictures, any disrespectful pictures, or any pictures with anybody else. You have 24 hours. If it's a situation from today on, and I see a picture with somebody else, whether that's with you, whether that's just them by themselves, we're gonna have a problem, and we both gonna be single. Like, that ass, like, it's no reason. It's no reason to have no picture with your ex. It's no reason. I don't give a fuck. What are we holding on to these for? It's no reason. Let alone a gift. Now, maybe, gift-wise, maybe it's shoes. I mean, I personally never received a large gift or expensive gift. But if it's shoes, I think that may be a yellow flag. Because, I mean, who finna turn out some shoes or throw them away? You get me? So, but hey. Next, they defend their ex. Even when their ex clearly did them dirty, they still justify their actions to say they weren't that bad. I think, like, when you don't want to portray somebody in a certain light, you defend them. And that's when you actually care about the light that they're in. I don't care what nobody think about my exes. I don't care if y'all think he cute, ugly, weird, cheater. That ain't my battle, baby. That ain't got shit to do with me. You can think how you want to think, you feel you want to feel. Y'all, whoever want to talk to them, can talk to them. Whoever want to do whatever, do whatever. I really don't care. It don't stop me from sleeping or eating or living my life. So it's like, you caring, it's kind of weird. You know? Next. They haven't deleted old couples posts. Weird. Red flag. Red flag. I don't give a fuck if it's Facebook. Why is it still on your page? Dead ass. That is such a turn off. Like, I don't know how anybody could look past that or overlook that, you know? That's just hella fucking weird. Like, dead ass. Number 7, they actively keep in contact, saying we're just friends. Now, sometimes this can be true, but if they talk regularly, call regularly, or hang out alone, it's very weird and it's very interesting. Honestly, the only time you should see your ex or communicate, I don't want to even say communicate, the only time you should see your ex is if we have friends in common and it's a fucking birthday. You shouldn't be hanging out with your ex. If they do that, it's a red flag. You shouldn't be on the phone with your ex. If they do that, that's a red flag. You shouldn't do anything with your ex. And the last person I talked to, he wasn't the only person that was stuck on his ex, but he was just the last person that was stuck on his ex. I have another situation where, like, my second boyfriend was very much still stuck on his ex, and I never had to look for anything. People would literally just come up to me like, he on the phone with her right now. Like, it'll be shit like that, like, what the fuck? But he'll swear he over her. Why would I want her when I got you? We just friends, da da da. Why still fuck with her if you fucking with me? There's no explanation to that shit. It's just weird. Number 8, they get emotional when talking about breakup. Like, they get sad, they get teary-eyed. Now, I believe that to be 100% true, because when I'm going through heartbreak and I'm talking about, like, my past and my exes, even if I'm talking to myself, like, early moments of that shit, like, my eyes would get watery and I'll have so much emotion and I'll be so angry about it and my feelings about it, because I still cared, you know, and I wasn't over the situation. But if you can talk about the situation with a straight face, not talking down on nothing or nobody, and just, like, straight stating facts, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Number 9, they won't let you talk about their ex. It's completely double standard, but they can talk about theirs all day long. That's weird, and that's because they know the signs of being stuck on their ex, and when you doing it, they'll be able to see it in you, but they act like they don't see it within themselves. You know, people be delusional. And last but not least, it seems like they're trying to make their ex jealous. Maybe they are overdoing, like, posting you, or, you know, like, over the top shit, knowing certain things that they would see and they would feel away, you know, just like little weird shit, still trying to, like, I guess, like, spark a reaction out of them. They not over them. So if the person you talk to, like, or with, again, fall under any of these, any of the 10, they are not over their ex, and run for the hills. Okay? Mwah.